All right, what's going on, lunch breakers and takers? This is another live episode of the Lunch Break Hot Take. I am Jose,
And this is Brodney.
and let me change the background here. We got the dark background. Let's change it up. I know you guys. There we go. There we go. We are back with another live episode. I see some people already starting to join the chat room. Welcome, welcome. Come on in. Come on in. Happy Wednesday. I hope your Wednesday is going well. I hope you are off to a great start for Black History Month. I hope you're excited as we are. For us, it's Black History every month. But, for the nationally recognized month, Black History, we're going to give a little, we're going to start the show with a little Black History sports fact for you guys. All right, real quick, I just want to give a shout out to everybody that's on Sportscaster. If you're on Sportscaster, I'm get some people some time to get in the room here. I see some people jumping in here. Thank you for joining the live stream. Everybody that's on YouTube, thank you for joining the live stream. If you're new here, make sure you take a minute to hit that like and subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell because we do videos constantly over here. Also, if you're on Sportscaster, make sure you give us a follow. Okay, we got some people in the room here. Okay, Courtney Rogers, what's going on, Courtney?
What's up, Courtney?
What's up to you? We got our man Parker. What's going on, Parker?
Parker, what's up?
We got Abs in the house. What's up, Abs? J Will 501. Hey, thank y'all for joining the live stream. Appreciate it. All right, so we got a lot to talk about. Obviously we're going to talk about the Super Bowl. We're going to be talking about some QB changes, some expected changes this offseason. And of course, Ravens content. Why I know a lot of you guys are here. We're gonna be getting to all that. We're gonna talk about Orlando Brown possibly moving, and if we got time, we'll get into some other stuff too. But first, do you want to start off? We got a little.
Sure. It's Black History Month, as Jose mentioned. So we want to give a little Black History fact, sports fact. Every show this month. The first one that we want to start off with is kind of, sort of a trick question, maybe. So I'm going to put that out there and see how many of you know the answer to this.
Well, hold on. Hold on. Let's set it up for especially Ravens fans. You should know this. Who is the first Black GM in the NFL? Go ahead and type it in there. I'll give you guys a second. Who is the first Black GM in the NFL? You better know this. All right. Tanya Bowman, what's going on?
What's up, Tanya?
Texas raised, Florida living. What's going on? If you guys know the answer, and you better know the answer. There we go. Courtney Rogers was the first one. Ozzy. Yes. Yes. Second question. Oh, Ferris. Okay, Ferris got it too.
What's
Okay,
up,
Ferris
Ferris?
got it. J. Will got it. Okay. Now the second question. I know Ferris gonna get this. Who is the first Black GM to win a Super Bowl? Come on, Ravens fans. Who's the first Black GM to win a Super Bowl? I'll give you guys a second. Let's Get Ready Network. What's going on? That's got to be Suge.
What's up?
Going
Let's
on?
Get ready.
Make sure you guys subscribe to Let's Get Ready Network. They do Schmodown talk. They do sports talk. They talk Star Wars, all that good stuff. So make sure you give them a follow, subscribe to them.
Like I said on Twitter, man, if you're interested in anything, they have a show about it.
Ferris, I am so disappointed in you. He said Ozzy. J. Will. Okay. Oh, no. He got it. No. He followed it up.
Okay.
Jerry Reese.
There you go.
The answer is Jerry Reese. Jerry Reese is the first Black GM to win a Super Bowl.
In 2008 with the Giants.
Yeah. You want to give a little backstory on that?
Obviously, the Ravens won the Super Bowl with Ozzy back in 2000, right?
Yes.
But he was not the GM of the Baltimore Ravens at that point. He was the VP of player personnel. He didn't get the title of GM until 2002. Yeah. And the reason that we picked this fact is there's been a lot of talk recently about Eric Bieniemy and Byron Leftwich and other deserving Black candidates being passed over for head coaching positions. Yes. And it's just kind of to remind you that, we all love football. We all love watching football. But man, it has not been a very minority friendly organization. Like I said, you're talking about 2002 was the first time they had a black GM in the league. You
Yeah.
know, before the Rooney Rule, there were 8 black head coaches, starting with Fritz Pollard. And then after Fritz Pollard, who I want to say was in the 20s, but I'll have to look that
20s,
up to
yeah,
be sure.
1920s, I think. Yeah.
After him, the next black head coach of an NFL team was Art Shell in 1989.
Right.
Uh, there were after the Rooney Rule was instituted, there were 22 head coaching hires, minority head coaching hires, not just black, and that's including guys rose to head coach as interim head coaches, so they weren't even hired for the job. So
Yeah.
again, it's just something to be mindful of. When you think about the NFL and you see people talking about guys, like I said, guys like Bieniemy and Byron Leftwich, and why they're not getting opportunities, because a lot of people like to look over the fact that this league has a real problem with hiring non-white people in powerful positions.
Absolutely. Or, yeah, powerful positions, positions of leadership.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing at the quarterback position, which is why me and B are always aware of comments made by Lamar Jackson, right? Not just Lamar, Cam Newton went through the same thing in Carolina.
Yeah,
I mean, every black quarterback goes through that type of scrutiny that their white counterparts won't go through. I mean, even with Teddy Bridgewater, me and B were talking about it earlier, right? What's the difference between Teddy Bridgewater and David Carr?
Derek.
Derek Carr, I mean, Derek Carr. There's a big difference between Derek Carr and Bridgewater.
Yeah.
But Teddy Bridgewater and Derek Carr, what's the difference, right? There's not much difference. But if you ask most people, about Teddy Bridgewater, they'll say, oh, well, he sucks.
Yeah.
If you ask them about Derek Carr, they're like, oh yeah, he's solid, he's all right.
Mm-hmm.
No, they're the same.
Right.
They're the same. Yeah.
But yeah, so we wanted to just draw attention to that, especially with the game this weekend having black coordinators as
Yeah.
well, who both didn't get head coaching jobs. Um, and the Tampa Bay coach Bruce Arians has made a point of hiring minorities all throughout his coaching staff. He's been very vocal about the fact that minorities just don't get hired in the NFL.
Right.
So he's trying to do his part, as best as he can to advance people of color in those coaching positions.
Right. Right. So that is your Black History Sports Fact. I was supposed to put that ticker up a long time ago, but there you go. Now we're about to transition. Speaking of Bruce Arians and Eric Bieniemy and Byron Leftwich, we're going to get into some Super Bowl predictions.
Mm-hmm.
Super Bowl. So Kansas City Chiefs versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I expect it to be a high scoring game. What about you, B?
Okay, well, I guess I won't drink my water right now. I am expecting a high scoring game. I'm expecting Kansas City to win by 17 plus. I think it's going to be a
Ooh.
blowout.
Oh, okay. Okay. So look, Tampa Bay and Kansas City are pretty close in terms of the points that they score and the points that they give up. Right now, points per game that they give up, I looked it up. They're ranked 6th, and I think Kansas City's ranked 10th. But if you look at it, they're both giving up about 22 points a game.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, child, what's going on, gosh, child?
What's up, gosh, Al?
Offense is not much different. I think one is 3rd, the other is like 5th. So they're pretty evenly matched on that end. I don't think I think the Chiefs are going to win. I don't think it's going to be a blowout though. I think it'll be within 10 points. I'm going to say 45-35.
Well, there's a couple reasons that I think it's going to be a blowout. One, obviously, Kansas City. I mean, they're unstoppable on offense.
Yeah.
They've got weapons for days, and apparently Sammy Watkins is back and healthy now as well. He'd missed the last couple games.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's reason one: Pat Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, Sammy Watkins, Edwards-Helaire, Le'Veon Bell. Reason two would be their defensive coordinator is Steve Spagnuolo. And as Ferris probably remembers, also he's the defensive coordinator in New York who shut down Tom Brady in their first Super Bowl win.
Right.
Reason three, I know a lot of people probably won't agree with this, but Tom is not the same Tom he was. Okay. He threw three, I believe it was consecutive interceptions in the NFC Championship game, and some poor coaching decisions and just some luck, got him out of that jam. Like he's
Yeah.
just not an elite quarterback, and I think Kansas City will take advantage of him.
Okay. So we got some comments here. Um, Real quick, we'll go to Jay Will's one. This is from our previous topic. He said, "I feel like front offices don't think black offensive-minded coordinators are intelligent, creative enough. I notice it's
Yeah,
only defensive black coaches getting chances. That is true.
absolutely. Yeah, black coaches get funneled down the defensive path, and that's not where head coaches come from right now. You
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
get black quarterback coaches. There aren't many black offensive coordinators, and so they're kind of shut out of head coaching opportunities.
And along that topic, Ferris said Bucks are the only team that have
Yeah,
all black coordinators at the major positions like OC, defense coordinator, and special teams. Yep, you're absolutely
yeah.
right.
Like I said, Bruce Arians has made it a point, and
He made it
and
a
he's
point.
made it publicly to hire minorities. So shout out to Bruce Arians, and unfortunately, it's not going to work out for you. Not this weekend.
Derek Weatherly, what's going on, Derek Weatherly? He
What's
says
up, Derek?
31-23 Bucks. All right, okay.
Mm-mm-mm.
Ferris says that the Chiefs are missing their starting left tackle, though.
They are. They are. Not gonna matter though.
No, I don't think it's going to matter. I don't think it's going to matter. Courtney Rogers thinks 34-24 Bucks.
Wow.
That
Lot
KC offensive line is in
a
trouble.
lot of people in here who have not learned the lesson that great offense beats great defense.
Yeah, I hear about the offensive line, and Tampa has a good defense all around, but I don't
Hmm.
think it's good enough to exploit that. If you want to call it a weakness, I'm not even sure if it's really that much of a weakness. I think Kansas City draws up enough plays, enough of the right plays to where they're gonna get the ball out of Mahomes' hands quick enough. The pass rush is not going to really be a factor. I mean, they can just do too much with the ball, man. Like
Yeah.
I don't think like it's hard for me to say offensive line don't matter, but I think for them it just doesn't matter that much.
And I'll tell you what, Carlton Davis is not going to shut out Tyreek the way he shut out Slant Boy. Yeah, that's not going to happen.
No, not at all. Okay. Jazzy JJ says the Super Bowl is a passing of the torch in a sense. Tampa Bay passing the torch to Mahomes as a new golden child.
I gotta
Okay.
say, man, like I agree with you, and I think that's going to be a big narrative. But man, I gotta say, I think they done already passed that.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
you know, Pat's the guy. But yeah, no, in terms of he's gonna beat Tom in the Super Bowl, and it's gonna be poetic and all. Yeah, for sure.
Tanya says, I hope the Buccaneers win. I'm tired of the Chiefs.
How
Listen,
you how you tired? It's 1 year.
I'm
It's
tired
been
of the
one
Chiefs too.
year.
I'm,
How
I'm
you
tired of
tired
the
of the
Chiefs too.
Chiefs and you ain't tired of Tom Brady?
I'm tired of Chiefs because they keep beating us. That's why I'm tired of them. But I mean, look, I can't. I mean, look, they're already calling time to go. Whatever. I just had to, just concede that argument because it's not worth the argument. But if he wins another one, they'll say. I mean, some people are already saying he might be the greatest athlete of all time, like ever
Yeah,
in sports around the world
ridiculous.
history. Like if he gets a seventh ring, no, thank
This
you.
is the one time I will allow the Michael Jordan was undefeated in championship games argument is when we won against Tom Brady. Like, I don't want to hear it, man. I don't want to hear
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Um, Ab says, yeah, you can make an argument for Brady 3-6 in Super Bowls.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can make an argument for Brady 0-9 if you discount the first three for cheating.
No. Yeah. Yeah. J. Will says Chiefs fans are annoying. Look, every fan base has annoying fans, man. Even ours. Like Ravens have annoying fans. They be in our comments sometimes.
Yeah,
Panthers fans, like every fan base has those set of fans. So it is what it is. You just gotta block those guys out. Derek says he can't run for a first down or catch pass. Brady is barely an athlete.
no, this is true. This is true. Oh, man, like, he works real hard, but he looks like he's running in slow motion.
Ferris wants to know who was making an argument about him being the greatest athlete. Some talking heads on Twitter. I can't remember exactly who said it, but when it was brought up, somebody did bring up the swimmer over here,
Phelps.
Michael Phelps. They brought Michael Phelps, right? And I'm like, I didn't even want to go down that rabbit hole because no, like Tom Brady isn't a top 10 athlete. Okay, like
Yeah.
he's a great football player, but greatest athlete of all time, he's not on any of my list. He's
And
not on
look,
any of my list.
and when you bring up Michael Phelps, I will quote the great Kenny Powers and say, "I'm not trying to be the best at exercising." Okay?
All right. Tanya says the team is a three-ring circus. How do they do it when they have $177? They are annoying. That before we started our show, well, even before we got on YouTube, when we were starting a podcast, B was convincing me how defense isn't the way to build your team. Because look, I'm a defensive guy, right? I'm a Baltimore Ravens fan. Defense, that's always been my mentality. Defense first before everything else. And he's just like, look, times are changing. It's about offense now. And I used to do the whole, we don't have the money, and I don't know if we can get this guy. And B was just like, look, you can, if you want somebody, you can always find a way to do it. And he made that, he brought that example of the Chiefs. He's like, right now the Chiefs have like $170. All right. And they gave Mahomes a huge contract.
Yeah.
They re-up Tyreek Hill. They brought in Kelechi Osemele.
Yeah.
They brought
They
in.
signed Chris Jones
Yep.
to an extension. Signed
Yep.
Tyrann Mathieu. Yeah. Yeah.
If
If
you
you
want,
want to do it, you can do it.
yeah,
I mean, look at New Orleans is $100 million over the cap.
yeah.
Like you can do it if you want it.
Tanya, what's going to be real disgusting when they win and then they go in the offseason and they sign Allen Robinson. That's going to be disgusting.
To replace Sammy Watkins. Yeah.
And don't think they won't do it. They absolutely will. Yeah, they'll let Sammy Watkins go and they'll sign Allen Robinson, or they'll draft somebody, right?
Yeah.
And we're going to be stuck with AJ Green. Disgusting. The Spirit of Ogun, thank you for joining the live stream. We're not at the Ravens talk yet, but I'll answer this question. Will the Ravens try to trade for Zach Ertz or sign Mo Alley Cox? Okay. I think they're going to try to trade for Ertz. I mean, they try to trade for him already. I think they'll revisit that.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, he's old. He's starting to break down. He used to be great. That is the Ravens way.
Yeah.
And like you said, they already tried to go after him once. They might not even have to trade for him. I mean, he might just get released.
And Ty wants to know, you're talking about the Chiefs. Do we think that the spending is going to catch up to them in a few years?
It will catch up to them when Mahomes retires, just like in New Orleans. They'll keep pushing it back. And then when Mahomes is gone, they'll say, okay, we're not contending anymore, so let's take the hit now.
Our inside man, our inside link to Lamar Jackson, Sam Cook, is in the building. Hold on, that's Derek. Sam Cook said he just saw Lamar on the walk. Okay, all right. And Derek made a good point. The Saints are $100 million over the cap, and what do they have for it? That Super Bowl ring wasn't yesterday. Well, but they still got one.
But they got it. Listen, they got one more than Carolina, man.
Yeah.
So
okay. So we talked about Mahomes. Our inside guy was with Lamar Jackson, brought up Lamar, right? This is a perfect time to transition to our next topic. And you see it, you guys see it in the title. You know what it is, man. It's time for a little bit of QB Carousel. And we're actually gonna make this a little game. We're gonna make it a little game. You guys can play along. Me and B, we made a little graphic, little chart, little PowerPoint slide to show you guys. There are a bunch of quarterbacks out there. There are a bunch of quarterbacks that have been talked about as far as signing somewhere else, being traded. We already saw Matt Stafford and Goff switch teams. The big elephant in the room, Deshaun Watson. Where is he going to end up? So we made a little graphic and we listed all the quarterbacks that could be on the move, and we're going to make predictions as to where we think they're going to go, and you guys are welcome to play along. Sam Cook, are they going to re-sign Judon? Yeah, probably. To be honest, probably.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. Let's hope this works. All right, there it is. I'm going to take off the overlay here real quick, so you guys can see this. Okay. All right. So first up, we have Deshaun Watson. All right. Let me pull up the PowerPoint here. We got Deshaun Watson. B, what do you think for Deshaun?
Well, I mean, your prediction's gonna pop up first, so you go ahead, man.
Okay, so I have Deshaun in a trade with the Carolina Panthers. So it's going to be Deshaun, and that's answering another person that's going to be on this list later on. But Deshaun Watson to the Panthers. Boom.
Yeah, as much as I would like that, I've learned to not expect to have nice things in Carolina. Uh,
Mm.
Plus, the rumor out there is that Deshaun Watson wants to go to my pick, the New York Jets. I'm not sure which defensive players they'll give up. I'm thinking Quinnen Williams. I'm not sure who they'll add to that, but it's time for New York to go out there. They're rebuilding their whole organization, right?
Yeah.
They got rid of the curse that is Adam Gase, so they're gonna move Darnold out. They're gonna bring in a new franchise quarterback, and it's gonna be a new era.
Yeah. B, can you keep an eye on the comments? Because while I got this up, it's
Okay.
blocking my comment screen there. So make sure you get some predictions from the people in the chat. All right. So, all right, I got Panthers. B's got the Jets.
What do you mean, Ferris? What's not happening?
Which one's not happening? The Panthers or the Jets? Either one can happen. Look,
So yeah, no, Ferris is correct. I'm no longer outraged. He
uh,
said Jets is the destination he hears.
well, I mean, look, it's where Deshaun wants to go. Ultimately, he's got the no trade clause. It's where he's willing to waive the clause to go. All right. Yes, and some there are talks that he wants to go play for Saleh, right?
Hmm.
But look, they're saying the Panthers are making a strong push for him, and I don't think he'll be mad at playing in Carolina. So we'll see. Carson
Derek Weatherly
Wentz.
says leaks say Panthers offered eighth pick for Stafford. Didn't sound like they are offering big on the market. So yeah, I mean there is talk that they were in on Stafford and the Rams came in late with a more aggressive offer. The Panthers have been linked to every quarterback so far.
But
Um,
they understand that Stafford is going to be cheaper,
yeah,
right? I think they understand, like, okay, let's see if we can maybe get a little deal by going a little cheaper with Stafford, somebody that's still more talented. We won't have to give up everything, but they didn't get him. So if they're still in
okay.
on Lamar, they're going to do what it takes to get him.
We got a few more predictions here. Ab says the 49ers. Jay Will, what will the Panthers give up to get Watson? The talk is that they want two first, 2 seconds, and two young defensive starters. The Panthers have 4 or 5 to choose from: Brian Burns, Gross Matos, Derek Brown, Jeremy Chin, Jack Thompson. I mean, even Troy Pride if they don't care about the quality of the starter.
Right.
I would try to add McCaffrey and save some of those defensive players though.
Okay.
Texas Rays, Florida Living. Well, I don't think he's going to be the Rams. They just got their guy. He said Rams or Panthers.
Okay. Yeah. Man, the Rams got Deshaun Watson too. Ooh.
Well, probably moving to wide receiver. All
All
right,
right.
so let's
Let's speed this up a little bit. Yeah,
Carson
this is a long
Wentz.
list. All right, Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz. Well, I mean, he might end up staying in Philly now. Who knows where he's gonna go, man? Like I picked. Okay, I picked the Colts. I know. I know they went and got the coach that was coaching under Frank Wright, and they're saying,
Yeah,
like, they brought him there to kind of fix Carson Wentz, but there's still talk that he still doesn't want to stay there.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And if that's the case, I could see, Frank Wright saying, "Hey, look, we'll give you whatever you're looking for to bring him over here, and I can work with him." You know?
yeah. I picked the Colts also for that same reason. I think that he, rightfully so, he's upset about what happened in Philly last year.
Mhm.
Everybody on the offense was injured. Yeah, and he played poorly, but he didn't have much help.
Right.
And I'm sure he feels like he kind of got railroaded a little bit.
Yeah.
And even if he stays in Philly now, yeah, he knows that coach, but you still have Jalen Hurts there.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be an every week thing of people analyzing his play and saying, hey, give him one more week, or now it's time to go to jail. And I'm sure he just wants a fresh start at this point.
Okay. All right. All right. We're gonna speed up a little bit so we can get through these. All right. You can keep putting your comments in the comment section. We'll read them. Matt Ryan. He's staying put, guys. He's staying put. A big part is because they just can't afford to move him. Like it's just too much of a cap hit against them. And he can still play, right? So I mean, hold on to him for one more year and add some pieces there, and then try to get maybe get a quarterback this year to play behind him. But he's not going anywhere. B.
Well, that is true. That it's a huge cap hit. It's over 40 million right now if they try to trade him. I'm saying he goes to San Francisco, and I'll tell you why. Because after June 1st, that cap hit drops down to 17 million. And he doesn't need the whole offseason. He already knows Kyle Shanahan's offense. Kyle knows him. And Kyle wants an upgrade from Jimmy G. So I'm saying he goes to San Francisco.
Okay, San Francisco. Aaron Rodgers, for me, it's a similar situation. They can't afford to break up right now. I think Aaron Rodgers would love to leave, but yeah, they'll go and get him a wide receiver in free agency or in the draft, and they'll say, "Hey, my bad about this last draft. We drafted your replacement too early." He's staying put. He's staying put.
Yeah, no, I agree. He's staying put. I think this is his last year in Green Bay, and then you'll see him move. I don't agree that he wants to get out. I think he probably wants other people to get out. I think he's very comfortable where he is. But I think one more year, Jordan Love will have had 2 years on the bench, and they'll be ready to put him out on the field after this coming season.
Okay, all right.
Thank you, Ferris.
Well, Ferris said.
Ferris said I made a good point. That's all you need to know.
Oh, okay. Whatever. All right, Jimmy G, I got him going to the Vikings. And again, this is going to be tied to another pick later on. It's going to be a trade. And do I think the Vikings necessarily want Jimmy G? No, I think they want to get out of another situation. And we'll cover that in a minute.
Jimmy Garoppolo, if I'm remembering correctly, I believe I had him heading back to New England. I think that he gets... I think he just gets. I think they'll try and trade him, and I think Bill Belichick will be willing. That that was his guy. He wanted Garoppolo to be the next guy after Tom Brady. They kind of the owner forced that breakup there. He took Tom's side. Now Tom's gone. They're probably going to be moving on from Cam, and I think they'll be able to get Jimmy Garoppolo for pretty cheap. And I think they'll look at that as solving their quarterback issue.
All right. Sam Darnold, we ain't got to waste too much time on Sam Darnold.
That's rude. That's very rude.
He's staying with the Jets.
Solomon Reeves has put Jimmy G on the Texans. Like, do you hate the Texans?
So he probably has them trading for Deshaun Watson, right? That's probably what it is.
Ferris says this trade is dumb because both quarterbacks is whack at the moment. Jimmy is hurt and Kirk Cousins is Kirk Cousins. So ew. Yes, but
I was saving the Kirk Cousins talk until we got to Kirk Cousins. But but that's another one that Kyle Shanahan worked with Kirk Cousins, and there was talk that they are interested in Kirk Cousins. But I agree. I think you pretty much swapped the same quarterback if you make that trade done.
Jazzy J saying Niners and Vikings trade QB straight up. Jimmy for Kirk.
Okay. All right.
Tough Puppy. What's up, Tough Puppy? He's saying Kirk is better than Jimmy G. And you know what? I can't tell. I know that Jimmy's he's more willing to throw the ball downfield, but he can't do it. So what does it matter? Derek Weatherly, trade Watson versus sign Rodgers after next season. I would absolutely go Watson. Aaron doesn't have much time left.
No.
So I'm going to Deshaun in that scenario. Even if it
Deshaun
does mean giving up a couple of those young defensive players, Watson is too important. The QB position is too important. So I say trade for Watson.
Okay. And Sam Darnold.
Solomon Reed, trade Deshaun to the 49ers. That's my pick. I think they should do it. I think they will put them in the Super Bowl next year. I just don't think it's going to happen.
Right. All right. Darnold.
Yeah, I have him going to the Texans as part of the Deshaun Watson trade. They're not. I don't want to say forced to take him on, but they give up those picks. They give up defensive players. Darnold goes back the other way, and they kind of give him a shot at or take a shot at rehabilitating him in
Yeah,
Houston with David Culley.
yeah. Okay. All right. All right. What we got next here? Our guy Mitchell. Mitchell. I wish we never drafted you, Trubisky.
There were a couple people I could have. I wish I could have just said free agent.
So he's one of them, huh?
Mitchell is
You
one
don't
of
think
them.
he's gonna end up
Yeah.
anywhere? I can't remember
No,
who I
I do.
picked.
I put him on the list, but
I got him. I got him going to stay. I got him staying with Chicago. I think he's going to
yeah,
stay in Chicago. So, you say yeah.
yeah, I had him
think
staying with the
Chicago's
Bears also, just because. I mean, I think they're going to strike out on in terms of trying to trade for a quarterback, and I don't think that they're going to be willing to move all the way up in the draft because they're picking 20th or 21st. So I don't think they're going to be willing to move up high enough to draft a quarterback, and they're just going to say, "Hey, we kind of made it work with Trubisky last year. I mean, to be fair, he has made the playoffs twice as a starter, right?
Yeah.
So I think they just kind of run it back with him.
Yeah. I mean, they're saying that they're interested in bringing him back. I think it's a matter of how much will he cost. But after he's floating around out there, and the market kind of dries up for him a little bit, he'll go back there and they'll work out a cheaper deal. So. The next one, Dak
Wow,
Prescott.
tough. Mitchell is either the Bears or the career is over. Ouch.
Oh,
Solomon, he's staying on
Bears
the
or
Bears.
bust.
Just bench him.
Oh
Either
man,
B says Dak to the 49ers. That's another
okay.
one. Yeah. I'd like to see that. I don't know that Dallas will let that happen.
Yeah, they're talking about Dallas possibly franchising them again. So they don't know what they're doing. They just don't know what they're doing. They want him. They just want to feel like they're getting over on him at this point. That's my take on it, right? Because they should have signed him 2 years ago, and they could have saved themselves a lot more money.
Yeah.
And they keep talking about him taking a discount, but every year you don't sign him, the more it's going to cost you. And if you tag him this year, I think the tag for a QB is like $39 million.
Right.
Right. And he doesn't have to sign it right away.
I do on Attitude Pup is saying it's not his fault. Bears can't develop quarterbacks. Remember Jay Cutler. You don't need to flood the chat. It's not that active. All right. we all saw it.
If you want, if you really need to get your point across, go ahead and drop a little donation on the Cash App there. In fact, let's go ahead and put that little plug in there. If you want to support the channel, there's 2 ways you can do that. That's patreon.com/LBHT show. Right. And if you're a patron, you get preferential treatment on comments in here. OK, you can ask my man Ferris. Right. We don't miss any of Ferris comments. OK. Or you want to drop a little donation on Cash App, you can scan that QR code, $ LBHT show, drop a little donation, leave a comment, and we will read it on air. Thank you very much.
Fair saying Dak doesn't want to leave. He just wants 4 years and Dallas wants 5. Yeah, but it's a big difference, though.
Yeah.
And if they're not willing to budge, he might have to leave.
Well, I mean, you can tag him this year for $39 million and then sign a 4-year deal for like, $200 million after that.
Yeah, and I'm not convinced that Dallas wants him to stay.
Yeah. I think they're another one. They're kind of going back and forth, and they're hoping that the market dries up for him and he takes a cheaper deal, but it ain't going to happen. You're going to have to tag him for that to happen, right? Because there'll be teams that make him an offer if you let him walk. So you're going to have to tag him and then just hope that all these other quarterbacks find homes, and then you can, try to bring him back to the table. But he's making $39 million that year, so he doesn't have to rush to get anything done. He'll just play out his contract again and hit free agency again. You're not going to tag him for a third time.
Yeah, we haven't even put up our picks yet. I said Dak is staying.
Yeah, so did I. We both got Dallas. All right, this one's interesting. Famous Jameis Winston, Mr. 30 for 30. I think I'm gonna save the suspense here. He's staying in New Orleans. I think it's beneficial for both parties, right? Because it's gonna be hard for Jameis to
Ferris said what? I thought it was because my comments were good. Absolutely, Ferris.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be hard for Jameis to catch on with another team, at least for as a starter. The Saints have less than no money. Okay, in fact, they're $100 million in the other direction. They cannot afford to go and sign anybody. They have Taysom Hill, but he's not really a quarterback. They trying to hype him up as one. They don't want to go into next season with Taysom Hill as a surefire starter.
Yeah.
I don't even think they could afford to draft a quarterback in the
Right.
first round. Like, they have no money.
They got to forfeit all their picks.
It's beneficial for them to say, okay, Jameis, we can't pay you a whole lot of money. We'll give you another minimal deal this year, but you can compete for a starting job. You can at least, have a resume out there. We can kind of get your career back on track. So I think he's staying.
Yeah. I also think he's going to stay, basically for the same reasons. I just don't think he's going to have a big market, and they're going to give him the best chance of actually being a starter. We got a couple comments here. Z the Beast. I'm not tagging him and referring to Dak. I'll just trade him. Honestly, Jerry never really wanted him there to begin with and never wanted to get rid of Romo. I think that's true. They would have to tag him in order to trade him, but I could definitely see that happening. Jay Will says, Jameis to the Colts. I would love to see that. I would love to see it. I think he's got all the talent in the world.
Yeah.
He just has that. He has those mental lapses. Yeah. But we haven't seen him in a year. Maybe he's gotten a little better with that. Tough Puppy says Wentz to the Colts. Yeah, we both had him going to the Colts as well. I think that I think it's just kind of done in Philly. Yeah, Z the Beast wants to know, where is Slant Boy going?
You know what? Probably next episode we'll do a wide receiver carousel. There's enough wide receivers out there. We can do that. So stay tuned.
Jameis is going to eat the win for any team. Look, it's going to be in New Orleans, man. It's going to be in New Orleans. All right, and then Sean Payton is going to get all the credit for the talent that Jameis already had.
Yeah. Well, look, if he can cut down his interceptions, I can credit for that. Better decision making. Teddy Bridgewater, I already gave that one away. I have him going to Houston in a trade for Deshaun Watson. Okay.
Yeah.
What do you got on B?
I have Teddy Bridgewater, Theodore Bridgewater staying put in Carolina. And you will see why in a little bit.
All right. The next one, I think we both picked the same team.
Yes.
Mr. Cameron Newton is going to reunite with Ron Rivera in Washington.
That's right.
I think it makes sense. Look, here's my thing. Ron Rivera is very loyal to his friends. I mean, when he went over there, did he bring both Turners?
No, just
Turner,
Scott.
Just Scott. Well, when he was in Carolina, it was like three Turners, three people from the Turner family on staff, right?
Norv's brother, Norv's son, and Norv's nephew were all on staff in Carolina.
Yeah. So now it's just his nephew?
His son, Scott Turner.
His son, Scott Turner.
Is the offensive coordinator. And to be fair, I think Scott is pretty good. I think he's done a good job.
So he brought Scott Turner. He brought Jack Del Rio, old buddy of his from the Chargers, right? They coached together with the Chargers.
Yeah.
They just brought in Marty Herney, who got fired from the Panthers. He
damn right they did.
Washington. So yeah. So he's all about taking care of his people. So I expect him to take care of Cam Newton because Cam pretty much built his career, right? He pretty much built his career. I don't think Ron Rivera is a bad coach, but he would have been fired a long time ago if it weren't for Cam.
And what's up, Felipe? I'm sorry.
Felipe Moreno, what's going on?
Don't bet against Brady, boy Braun. Okay. Slant Boy ain't leaving because that contract. Look, that contract is why he has to leave, Ferris.
Yeah. That's exactly why he has to go.
Turner better than Roman, no cap. Yeah, no. I mean, I'm not a huge North Turner fan, but yeah,
probably. Yeah, I mean, he's more balanced for sure.
Solomon says he sees Cam retiring next year.
Oh no, Cam said he's not going out like that.
I think he means after this season.
Oh, after this season? Maybe. Yeah. It's possible. It's possible. But look, I'm gonna say this. I like Ron Rivera. I think he's a good guy. He recently just beat cancer, and that's a great story. But if he does not bring in Cam Newton, and Cam Newton's out there on the street, he is a dirtbag. He is the biggest dirtbag. You're giving jobs to people who don't deserve jobs. Marty Herney should be on the street, dude.
Yeah.
He should be on the street, and you just scoot him right up. You better not leave Cam Newton, the man who made your career. You better not leave him on the street. You better bring him to Washington. So I expect him to be in Washington, unless the only way he doesn't go there is if Belichick just says, hey, look, man, let's run it back one more time. I didn't really give you a fair shot.
Right.
And we tried to get Stafford for a second round pick, and Stafford said, "Look, there's no way I'm going to New England, so just come back here and let's run it back." All right, Gardner Minshew. Why did we
I
even
don't think
put
we have
Gardner
to.
Minshew on the list?
Yeah, I don't know. We don't need to waste much time here. He's staying in Jacksonville.
Yeah, I don't know.
One, he's under contract. He's cheap, and two, nobody wants him.
Yeah. All right, now the number one pick. We project to be the number one pick, Trevor Lawrence. I have him going to
Felipe
Jacksonville.
Minshew mania in Carolina will be dope. No, thank you. No. All right.
I think we both have him going to Jacksonville. Trevor Lawrence. I think that goes without saying.
Yeah.
The next one is Zach Wilson. I got him going to Jets, because I don't have them taking Deshaun Watson.
So Jazzy J, let me just interject here. He said, I don't think Rivera will get Cam. He had a chance to get him this past season, but opted for that Kyle Allen guy. Yes and no. I think that where Washington was, they had Alex Smith and they had a quarterback that they drafted in the first round. It wasn't really a good fit at that point. You kind of would have looked like you were forcing Dwayne Haskins out.
Right.
I think at this point, they've cut Dwayne Haskins. I think they're going to move on from Alex Smith. So I think there is that opening there for Cam to come in.
Yeah, I agree. For Zach Wilson, you picked the Texans.
Yes. That is after they make the trade with the Jets.
Right. Okay. All right. So he's still going number 2. We got Zach Wilson number 2. We're giving you a little bit of our.
Okay, we got Sam Cook here, Lamar, and some players are running plays at Seminary Field in a couple months. Let's go.
Okay. All right. Sam Cook, make sure you're giving us that plug. All right. Justin Fields. I got him going to the Falcons. Right. I think they draft a replacement for Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan, I got him staying in Atlanta, but they're gonna groom their QB of the future in Justin Fields.
Mm-hmm. And go ahead and click the button and find out where he's really going. It is Atlanta. Yeah. I agree with, I believe it was, let me pull it up here. I think Tough Puppy. Fields over Wilson. I agree that Fields is the better player. I don't think he's going to go before Zach Wilson.
Yeah, this is a Mitch Trubisky situation here. I think that's what it is. I think that's what it's going to be. Trey Lance, I got him going to New England. Because I didn't have them getting Jimmy G, didn't have them getting bringing Cam back, didn't have them really getting anybody. So they're gonna spend that first round pick on their next quarterback of the future.
Well, I'll tell you what, no, they're not, because he's going to be long gone in Carolina. I think
so you got him going 8th.
Yes. I think that I think there's a decent shot at Carolina trying to trade up, but if they can't get that done or they don't do it, I think they sit tight. They take Trey Lance and they let him sit behind Teddy Bridgewater for at least a year, maybe 2, most likely one, before they move on from Teddy. I think they let Trey sit and learn a bit.
Okay, all right. All right. Well, that's it for the QB carousel. As requested by somebody, maybe we'll do a wide receiver carousel. I'll be dropped off for a second. Maybe we'll do the wide receiver carousel next week, because there are a lot of wide receivers out there.
I'm here.
Oh, okay. There are a lot of wide receivers out there, so we can do one next week. If you guys like this, we can do another one of these. We thought this one would be fun. Attitude Pop says no one wants to play in New England with their no weapons. Well, that's why they're gonna have to draft somebody, right?
Yeah, there you go.
When you're drafted, you don't get the pick. You just gotta show up if you want to get paid. Yeah. J Will 501 says Trey Lance to the Vikings. Oh,
yeah, I'm a
I
big
can
Trey Lance fan. I hope he ends up in
too.
a good spot. I hope he does.
Yeah. Ferris says Mac is going to be there at 15, not Trey.
Listen, Matt going to be there at 15. He's going to be there at 20. He's going to be there at 30. He's going to be there at 45. Listen, don't take Mac in round 1. Don't do it.
Sam Cook wants to know if you can be a moderator in the chat. Not yet, man. Not yet, man. We'll talk. We'll talk. You gonna have to come through on a couple of things first, man. You got to earn that. I don't think we're at the point where we need moderators just yet, but we're getting there. Tell your people to subscribe to our channel. You know, as we grow and we get get a little bit bigger, we might require some moderators in here. Tough Puppy says, "I nailed it. I nailed it. Wilson is the next Mitch." Look, I'm not even going as far as to say that he's Mitch Trubisky. I'm saying it's a Mitch situation where he's not the second best quarterback in the draft. That's for sure, right? I think he's just overhyped. I'm not even saying he's going to be bad, but Justin Fields is the better quarterback, right? And look, we know what that's about. Okay, it's the same situation as before. It's the same situation. I remember, and I feel bad for Bears fans because I knew a lot of Bears fans that hated that pick. They absolutely hated that pick. They had their pick of all the quarterbacks available, which was Deshaun Watson and Pat Mahomes. I can't remember who else was in that draft, but
Mitchell Trubisky.
Yeah, they got Mr. Trubisky, and those fans were so mad, so mad. And I remember watching him in that bowl game because he played for North Carolina, right?
Yeah.
I can't remember what bowl it was, and he got hyped up right before the draft, and that bowl game came on. I was like, let me check this guy out. And I remember watching that game. I was just like, that guy, like. He looked bad. He looked bad, and I was like, I don't see any like arm talent. I don't see him make any good reads. I just didn't get it. But yeah, there he was. Yes, Ferris, Deshaun Watson should be a Bear. He absolutely should be a Bear, and they didn't even talk to him. They didn't even talk to Deshaun Watson. You said Mahomes is overrated. Oh, here we go. Okay, I know what it's about. Ferris thinks Deshaun Watson. You correct me if I'm wrong, Ferris. You think Deshaun Watson is a better quarterback than Pat Mahomes, right? You think Mahomes is more of a product of the system. Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Now, I love Deshaun Watson. I think he's definitely up there. I don't think he's better than Mahomes. I think Mahomes. I mean, that man's a wizard with the football. He played 1 year. Who played 1 year? You talking about Trubisky? Jazzy J, I think he agreed with Ferris. I think Watson's more talented than Mahomes. Imagine Watson goes to the Chiefs with Andy Reid and Mahomes got drafted to the Texans. I think Mahomes will be just as good with the Texans, especially at the time with DeAndre Hopkins there. Oh my God. Yeah. I think he would be just as good. But I get you guys' point with Deshaun Watson. I'm not underrating Deshaun Watson at all.
Yeah, I'm going to disagree with there, and the answer right here, Attitude Pup, Lamar or Deshaun, I'm taking Lamar. I don't think he's as good as either Pat or Lamar.
Deshaun. Okay.
I don't think Deshaun is as good as either of them.
Yeah, I think Lamar is highly underused, man. Like I don't think people understand how underused Lamar Jackson is. He's a much better passer than people realize. All right. He just went to a team that doesn't believe in passing, right? They don't develop anything on offense. He's getting it done with his legs. I mean, he's still a very efficient passer.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at his career touchdown to interception ratio, it is insane. It was 68 touchdowns to
18 interceptions.
He's one of the most efficient quarterbacks in the league. When it comes to protecting the ball, throwing touchdowns, he can do a lot more in the passing game. We just don't have the staff in place to take advantage of that.
Yeah.
Felipe thinks Texans will lock up Deshaun Watson. Okay. All right.
Well, they did, and then he said, "Trade me."
Yeah. All right. So we'll get into this last topic real quick, and then we'll open it up for a few minutes and just talk whatever you guys want to talk about. So,
that kind of leads right into what we want to talk about with Orlando Brown. If you don't know, he went on Twitter and said, "I'm a left tackle," left in all caps. He was a left tackle in college all 4 years. He's only been playing right tackle because of the team he was drafted to. Ronnie Stanley goes down. He plays left tackle, made the Pro Bowl. And, understandably now he wants to get paid like a left tackle, and he's saying he only wants to play left tackle. So, if that's actually the case, it looks like Baltimore will have to move him. Personally, I think they can just give him a little bit of hush money to have him play out the rest of his contract. But if he's adamant about it, then he's got to get traded. right? And so there's a big
Yeah.
debate going on about what do you want to trade him for? Where do you want to trade him? And a lot of people are saying trade him for draft picks. Go and try and get a bunch of draft picks. I think that they really need to go and trade for a number one wide receiver.
Yeah.
Personally, I think the best spot would be the Chargers trade him for Mike Williams. But there's any number of options.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of teams around the league who obviously could use an upgraded left tackle. The problem is going to be that he's going to want a contract around $20 million a year, if not more.
Right. Fair, Fair says, I heard the New York Giants need a left tackle. Man, you guys always need a left tackle.
You
Didn't
have
just
two
draft
left
one?
tackles already. Nate Solder is still
Nate
one of
Solder.
the biggest cap hits on the team, and you just drafted Thomas.
Yeah. And they
Stop being
drafted one.
greedy.
Who did they draft in the second round that year? They drafted Saquon and not Lamar Jackson.
Oh no, he's a guard. Will Hernandez.
Will Hernandez. Yeah, that's right. He's a guard. How's he working out? I thought he was going to be really good, but I'm not sure how he's doing.
I think he's doing fine, but they're the Giants. So.
Yes, and the Panthers also need a left tackle. We
Yes,
discussed that.
this has kind of been one of my things too. If they're not able to get Deshaun, I would love to see them trade for Orlando Brown and re-sign Taylor Moton so that they have the tackle spots locked up. They won't do it, but
Jay Will, I would love this trade right here. Orlando Brown for Michael Gallup and 2 second-round picks. I would love that deal.
Yeah, I don't think you'll be able to get 2 second-round picks along with Gallup, but absolutely go after Michael Gallup. Yeah, he's one of the guys that we listed on Twitter when we were talking about this. If I were Baltimore, I would, and it came to Carolina, I'd be looking for DJ Moore in that scenario. Somebody actually suggested to us in the comments one day, Cortland Sutton plus a pick.
Yeah.
And all good options. Again, I like Mike Williams. He would be my favorite option there. But you can go after Slant Boy, Adam Thielen. There's any number of guys because basically any wide receiver that you can name is better than what Baltimore has starting across from Hollywood.
Yeah, for me, the best case scenario is, like you said before, give him a little bit of hush money for this year. Keep him on the roster. He's a damn good tackle. And I would love to have bookend tackles while we shore up the interior O-line so we can build a wall around Lamar for next year. Maybe we have one more year and we have to let him walk. I'm fine with that. I want to keep him on a roster so we can keep Lamar upright, right? While we have the tough through one more year of Greg Roman. I want to protect Lamar. Not re-sign him, but give him a raise. Maybe a small extension. Maybe he does like a 2-year extension or something like that. And then go get a wide receiver.
Yes.
If we have to trade him, then yes, trade him for a wide receiver so we can get something of value back. But if we still go get a wide receiver, I want to keep him and get a wide receiver. I would love to see that because we're going to have to replace him. And even before all this came out, me and B didn't think he was going to come back after next year. He plays too well. He plays too well at both tackle positions, and he's displayed that. And we just weren't going to pay 2 tackles. So we are already talking about how we need to find another tackle to replace him. One, just as a rotational player to begin with, because we didn't have a backup tackle on the roster.
Yeah.
So we need another one in rotation, and 2 to be able to take over that right tackle spot. But if we trade Orlando Brown, we're gonna have to look to pick up 2 tackles. So, okay, they're talking about Andrew Luck in the chat. We can talk about Andrew Luck real quick. So there's a unsubstantiated rumor about Andrew Luck possibly wanting to return to the league, and it's just a rumor right now.
Yeah, and that's going to be a yearly thing until he's about 39, 40. If he doesn't come back, that's going to be an every offseason thing.
Yeah, pretty much. So not much to take from that. I kind of got the feeling that at one day he might want to come back, right?
Yeah.
I don't think it was one of those things where he got tired of the game. I think it's just his body couldn't hold up.
The love of the game got beaten out of him, and I'm sure it's come back.
Yeah. Attitude Pop says, "What about Tony in the draft? I heard the Chiefs are trying to get him." and to get him, it's over 200 speed.
Yeah, Kadarius Toney out of Florida.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if they let Sammy Watkins walk, which I think they probably will, I would not be shocked at all to see them take a wide receiver high.
Now,
And yeah,
yeah, okay. Now, tough puppy, you're wrong about this. The only way Orlando stays is if he gets franchised. Jose, even if we do get a wide receiver, they can't do anything in Roman's system. Fire Roman, then get a wide receiver. Well, you're wrong on both accounts. Orlando Brown still, Orlando Brown is still under contract. We don't need to franchise him. Next season is his last season under his rookie deal, so we
yeah,
don't have to do anything at all. You know, I mean, when I'm saying give him a little bit more money, that's just to kind of keep him happy, right, and not complain about it. Because what he wants, and I think this is really just a point for him to get more money because he
hmm
played most of the year at left tackle and made it to the Pro Bowl. He played really well, and he understands he's still in the contract for next year. The Ravens don't have to do anything at all, anything at all. They just have to say, "Hey, see you at practice," and he'll show up. Right.
yeah,
I think this is just a way of him just kind of saying, "Hey, would you mind paying me a little bit more this year, or trade me right now? You know, so I can work out a deal for with my next team since you're not going to do it." So, and I think because the Ravens have a great reputation with players, they're going to do one or the other. They're not going to just say, "Nah, you're going to play on your current contract." They're going to say, "Okay, let's work out something to keep you satisfied for this year, and then we can go our separate ways." Or, all right, let's get you to a team that wants to use you as a left tackle and pay you that money. So,
yeah,
and yes, a top tier wide receiver would absolutely make a difference. Look, when you have bad coaching and or a bad quarterback, we don't have a bad quarterback. Just because let me get that straight. But if you have deficiencies there on offense, less talent doesn't make it better. Okay?
yeah.
So
Needs to
so
be
you
talent overkill.
Exactly. You want more talent to make up for that bad coaching or bad quarterback play. So for people that think Lamar isn't an accurate quarterback, which is BS, but if you think he's not that accurate, that's why you need to get more talented wide receivers to make up for that.
Well, and listen, this is something I used to say about Cam all the time, especially after he won MVP. And now I've started saying it about Lamar as well because people are like, "Oh, he can't throw outside the numbers. He's not a very accurate quarterback. Oh, he can't go through his progressions, all this stuff." Okay, so they went, what was it, 7-1 or 6-1 in his rookie year after he came in midseason and they made the playoffs. He went 14-2. His second season, he won unanimous MVP. He led the league in passing touchdowns. He came back this year in a down year and won 11 games and threw 26 more touchdown passes to 9 interceptions.
Yep.
So it comes down to either he can make all those throws and he is a good passer, or he doesn't need to be. So
Yeah.
so I just don't really want to hear the argument.
Yeah, can't make the throws outside the numbers. What does it matter? If he led the league in touchdowns, we had a 14-2 record. What does it matter?
Yeah.
Draw up plays that that fit his strength, and his strength isn't all him running 10 to 15 times a game. That's not his strength. That's just lazy coaching. All right. Chris Hall, what's going on, Chris Hall? Chris Hall says,
Chris?
man, he said he's late. He didn't get the notification on YouTube. This is a perfect time to plug our. Oh, I didn't even put the
It's the perfect time to put the overlay back up.
yeah.
Yeah.
So make sure you guys follow us on our social media, especially Twitter right now. At LBHT Show. You go to Twitter, Instagram, Facebook at LBHT Show. We didn't tweet it out tonight, but when we go live, it goes on Periscope, so you'll see the tweet when we go live. If you're on Twitter, and we usually put out any kind of videos or anything like that, we tweet it out. So YouTube doesn't always send out a notification. I don't know how to determine when I'm going to give you a notification for our videos or not. But if you follow us on our social media, you will get that notification. You'll know.
We're live every Wednesday at 7. If you follow us on Twitter, we will tweet out if for whatever reason we're not going to be live. We missed one show a few weeks ago, but if you want to get a notification that it's not going to happen, then follow us on Twitter. Otherwise, every Wednesday 7 p.m. we'll be here.
But even when we do go live, we don't send out a tweet saying, "Hey, we're going live." But once the show goes live, you'll see a tweet from us because it's automatic Periscope. They automatically put out the tweet. So every Wednesday, 7 o'clock, you're gonna see a tweet from us, and you can, in fact, you can just click right on the that link right there, right on the video, and watch us that way. So yeah, so make sure you guys follow us there, and like I said earlier, support patreon.com. Look, we can give them a little preview of what we're planning on doing on Patreon coming up here. So we're working on some coins for you guys for our $10 tier. We're going to have 2 tiers, first of all. We got a $3 tier going on right now, and some of you guys are already supporting that tier. We appreciate that. And then we're going to have a $10 tier coming up here pretty soon, and we are going to be giving away, for a limited time, challenge coins to everybody that signs up for the $10 tier. Everybody that's a patron member is going to get some bonus shows from us. So for those of you who don't know, we started out as a podcast. We still do the podcast. We're getting ready to switch up how we do the podcast. We used to do it like once or twice a week. We're about to do a podcast every single day. They're going to be short, 10, 15-minute podcasts, just discussing one topic real quick. For the public, they're only going to get 3 episodes, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. If you're a patron member, you're going to get all 5 episodes, and we'll probably have, some extra videos and things like that. And like today, we're getting ready to wrap up here pretty soon. We only go for about an hour. In the future, our patron members are going to get, extra 30, 40 minutes or so of show from us. So, some of the benefits of signing up for our Patreon, that's patreon.com/LBHT show. Again, if you got extra $3, go ahead and hit that up. And also, I didn't even mention, we're going to be doing a fantasy football league for our Patreon members. Fantasy football and league.
Pick'em, yeah.
Yeah, Pick'em league. Tough Puppy wants to know, how are we not at 1,000 subs yet, man? Because you gotta tell your friends in there, man. You gotta let them know. Subscribe.
We did, however, just have our first video go over 1,000 views. So
yes,
congratulations to us.
Yes, and thank you guys for supporting it. Look, we always love the subs. We love the views and everything, but we really appreciate you guys that show up here every week, man. For a small channel, you guys give us a lot of support. You show us a lot of love, and we appreciate all of you guys. So, I mean, look, me and B are just enjoying the ride, man. I mean, we're pushing our stuff because, that's the business of being on YouTube, right? You want us to grow, like, we need that financial support as well. But, we have fun coming out here every Wednesday doing this live show. We love doing videos with you guys. And also, Sunday, we're probably going to do a post-game show after the Super Bowl. So make sure you guys sign up for that. And one more plug. You can't get this shirt anymore. This is a retro shirt. This is from our first.
Okay, false. They can still get it. That store's still up.
Okay. What's the link? Do you know the link?
I don't. It's on TeePublic though. You can search it.
It's on TeePublic. We'll drop a link if you want to get one of these shirts. We're selling merch, but our new site with our new logo that you see right above us, that is going to be right here, right at the bottom there. teespring.com/store/LBHT show. We're constantly making some updates and adding some new stuff there, so if you like our branding and you want to get a shirt or a mug or whatever, check it out. Attitude Pop wants to know what we think about Kellen Mond.
Not much. I mean, I know he's getting some hype, but he's in that day 2 category right now, and I don't really see it with him in terms of being a NFL starter. And I'm not an advocate of using 2nd, 3rd, 4th round picks on quarterbacks. I just think that you're not finding a franchise quarterback there, and that's too much to spend on a backup quarterback. So, I mean, if you like a quarterback enough, you go get him in the 1st round, and I just don't think it's Kellen Mond.
Yeah, no, I agree. The hate on Lamar is probably a racist thing. It's stupid. Yeah. But like we said, that's something that every black quarterback faces in the NFL. Even Pat Mahomes faced it a little bit to a certain extent. He's just been playing out of his mind to where, look, when you're when you're getting all these records, you're throwing for 50 touchdowns, and you're a Super Bowl MVP. There's just not a lot of room for you to criticize
And
him.
when your name is Mahomes and you're super light skin.
Yeah, yeah, because I wondered that too. How many
Also
people knew
that.
he was black? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Solomon says, shout out to you guys. I've been subscribed for about 2 months. Love y'all, man. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for following us. Thank you for the support. Yeah, man. Like I said, you guys have been great. Look, we're fairly new to YouTube, right? So like the subscribers that we have, I mean, they're shooting up pretty fast, faster than we expected. So yeah, man, it's all love. We love it. Abs wants to know, what do you think happens with Dak this offseason? Oh, Abs, where did you go? Did you miss the QB carousel?
Wow, Adams. Just dipping out in the middle of the show. All right. So we'll
Yeah.
rewind it a little bit. We both think that Dak ends up back in Dallas. I think that they will get a long-term deal done, begrudgingly. I don't think Dallas really wants to pay him, but I think
Right.
that they'll look around and see that they don't really have many other options, and they'll
Yeah.
get a deal done.
Oh, he said he had to dip out real quick. Yeah, you can catch the replay. It's all good. You can catch the replay. But yeah, Dak is staying in Dallas. We think it's like B said, it's one of those things where they can't afford to let him go, and they really can't afford to franchise him. So they're gonna have to just give him his money. And if they weren't being idiots, they could have just paid him 2 years ago, and they could have had him for a lot cheaper than they're gonna have to pay him now.
And honestly, I think they should call up Houston and tell, hey, let's just swap quarterbacks, because it's not a talent thing with Dak. For whatever reason, they just don't want him.
Right.
Send him to Houston. Houston still gets a franchise quarterback, a young franchise quarterback. And I have to assume that Dallas would be fine with Deshaun Watson.
You would think so, but I
Right.
mean, what's wrong with keeping Dak? I don't know. Tough puppy. This is not nice. Okay. He said Mahomes is basically white, and he sounds like come on.
That's not cool. That's not cool.
No, he's not basically white. He did grow up with a white mother, but he's not basically white, man. He's white and black.
He is what he is.
Yeah, yeah. He does sound like Kermit though. I can't.
Yeah, he is a nerd.
Yeah, he said Mahomes'
That's all
dad's
right.
cool. Look, I don't know if his dad's cool or not. I mean, I don't know any of them. He might be a jerk too. Yes, his mom is crazy. You know. All right, guys, we're about to get out of here. Thank you for supporting the show again. That's where you follow us, right up there at LBHT Show. Again, patreon.com/LBHT Show. If you want to drop a little something in Cash App, right up there, the QR code, $LBHT Show. And you guys have been hitting us up on the Cash App too. We really appreciate it. But I'll say this: if you thinking about dropping $25 or something like that, I would encourage you to sign up for maybe the $3 tier or the $10 tier on Patreon. Right? It's only $36 a year if you do the $3 a month membership. So consider that when you're going to drop the cash. If you don't want to do that, that's fine too. We'll take any kind
Just
of support
saying,
you want to
you don't even have to scan a QR code or anything. It's set it and forget it. Okay.
Yeah. Chris Hall, check out the replay, man. And like I said, we'll be here Sunday night. We'll be talking some Super Bowl, and we'll talk more Raven stuff because we always talk that. And and who knows, there might be some more news this week. If something big happens, we might do a quick live stream to discuss it. So,
and also real quick, if you guys have any questions or there's anything you want us to cover, like in one of the live shows or in a video, hit us up on Twitter at LBHT Show. You can send us an email, lbhtshow@gmail.com, or you can, just leave comments on YouTube and we will get to it as soon as we can.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, because we try to respond on the comments as much as we can. But as we're growing and more people are watching, there's a lot of comments on there. We don't always get to them. Shoot us an email. I know a lot of you guys follow Engraven. You know what Engraven does, question from subscribers. Maybe when we get big enough, we'll do something similar to that. But if you send an email, we'll be sure to respond to you either through email or video or whatnot. We like to interact with our audience as much as possible. So if we don't get to your question, shoot us an email or hit us up on Twitter, whatever, however you want to contact us, do that so we can reach out to you. All right, guys, that's it. Appreciate you following us and spending time with us, and we will see you next time. Peace out.